You will not believe what I did today. I decided to turn off the startup brain for a bit and ended up on the ski slopes at Whiteface Mountain. So there I was, staring down this icy slope, feeling the biting cold wind against my face. My heart was racing like it was auditioning for Fast and Furious. The thrill, man. It was insane. Kinda makes me wonder why I didn't try skiing before. That said, Brenda was right alongside, sharing the rush. She's got this crazy ability to convince me into things. You know, there's no saying no to her. I mean, I sort of owe her my first adrenaline-fueled ski experience. Speaking of instructors, there was also this guy, Mark, pointing out my awkward attempts at skiing. I was all over the place, slipping, sliding, and yes, crash-landing a few times. But he gave this weird look every time I fell, almost like he was calculating the odds of me breaking bones. So post the whole adventure, our chat was buzzing like a Sunday market. Sam, being the sci-fi geek, got a new book, Dune. You've read it, haven't you? He and Rachel were debating how books are like adventures, not just an escape. Of course, I added my 2 cents, sprinkling in some of my newfound skiing adventure, all while Sam was making Star Wars references and talking about balance. Then we had this moment. You know what I mean, right? One of those moments where we stop and realize how much we value this group. It was real nice. Everyone letting their guard down, just soaking up the togetherness. It felt a bit like standing atop one of the peaks at Whiteface, looking out at the all-encompassing nature while feeling that invigorating rush of cold air. You know, it's days like these that make me wonder, what if I'm not just a tech entrepreneur but also an adventurer at heart? I mean, this wasn't something I had planned, but the rush of skiing, the freedom of it, gave me a clarity I hadn't experienced in quite some time. Who'd have thought me, nerdy Chris, falling in love with a sport, right? Anyway, I'm still a little hyper from all the adrenaline, so I'm working on some coding projects to wind down. Oh, the irony. This whole experience brought a new perspective, though. So, who knows, we might just incorporate skiing into our next team-building retreat. Neural nest on the slopes. What do you think? So I ventured into the wild today. The wild world of Korean fusion cuisine, that is. Can you believe it? Your favorite tech geek turned culinary experimentalist. I tell you, mate, blending traditional Korean bibimbap with vegan-inspired elements was like mixing logic with intuition. It's like tasking the Raspberry Pi to play Beethoven's symphony, and it does. There's this thing about cooking, you know? It's like coding but with food, and the results are instantly, scrumptiously tangible. You remember that interstellar chat we had, wondering if extraterrestrial life would appreciate music? Well, today I can confirm they would definitely love Korean cuisine, or at least my modern twist on bibimbap. Mingling in ideas from different cultures and bringing together seemingly discordant ingredients, all into the perfect pot of deliciousness. So this is how a vegetarian alien would feel nibbling on earthly delights. The best part about this, though, has been sharing the whole cooking expedition with our gang in the group chat. Rachel and Sam soon found themselves in the midst of my culinary adventures, and our zesty conversation unfolded around it. We moved from aliens to coding to cooking. Quite an eclectic mix, huh? And in classic Rachel style, she teased about the wide leap from AI to cooking. Sam joined in too, though he conceded that even a geek's gotta eat. You know, this got me thinking, what if we introduced a unique blend of coding and cooking, as in, create an algorithm to figure out the perfect fusion of flavor profiles? Could be a tasty yet crunchy project for us, don't you think? And remember that old joke about the crunchy bugs in the code? Slip that in there too, God. The laughs that one got. In all this banter, shooting from the hip and pulling each other's leg, we managed to sprinkle our interactions with real flavors today. Made an open invite for them to come over someday and experience firsthand what I've been cooking up. I can almost see Sam's wide-eyed look and Rachel's fun skepticism already. It's like setting sail on the unknown sea, charting new waters, or wait, should I say exploring uncharted recipes. I think one thing is for sure though, in the world of startups, a good cup of coffee still holds reign. So Sam, you're in safe waters, my friend. I swear there's something about this whole mix of coding, cooking, and crazy camaraderie that keeps adding unexpected sparkles to our lives. Maybe we're not just coders or entrepreneurs after all. We're explorers, in every sense of the word. All right, I wish I could carry on this chat, but the kitchen awaits. Who knows what intergalactic delicacy could be next on the culinary agenda? Man, you should have seen me today. I went wine tasting at Gazela Vinhos de Portugal. Just imagine me trying to untangle the nuances of port wine under the critical eye of this total wine connoisseur, a guy named Jacob. Of course, I had to employ our signature broken bottle technique, remember? Sampling everything till we couldn't tell Riesling from Merlot. By the way, ran into Amelia at the winery. You remember her, right? That super smart woman who shares our love for all things AI? We ended up having this truly insightful conversation about AI ethics. It was fascinating, like poring over the world's most riveting Go game only with words instead of black and white stones. Now, to keep things interesting, Rachel's been nudging us about trying fusion food. Any guess who stepped up to take that challenge? Leader of the tech world, founder of Neural Nest, and now, fusion food enthusiast, yours truly. Guess Neural Nest and Gazella are not the only things on the rise. I've got to say, transforming classic bibimbap into a vegan delight felt pretty sci-fi if you ask me. It was like watching those skilled blacksmiths forge obscure metal into a gleaming katana, earthy yet elegant. Truly a masterpiece of culinary alchemy. Ryan and Sam can't stop ribbing me about it though, and not just about cooking. Sam, the sci-fi nut we all love, got this new book, Dune. You've read it, haven't you? So naturally the chat was buzzing with book references, wine anecdotes, and my fusion food exploits. Honestly, it's conversations like these that make our friendship so priceless. It's not just debates about the latest tech discoveries, sharing our daily grind, or pondering over life's mysteries. It's the laughter, the understanding, the camaraderie, those moments when we let our guard down. It's just having people who get you, you know what I mean? Do you ever wonder if we all got into the tech world just a little too early? Like, imagine how amazing would it be if we could have done our wine tasting over a holographic meetup? Well, here's to hoping the next chapter brings just that. Speaking of next chapters, I've been thinking about the craziest startup idea. Ready for it? A unique combo of tech, wine and food. Sam working on vegan wine, me handling the fusion food, and you managing the tech part. Can't you just see it? Neural Nest meets Gazella in this wacky world of food and tech. But you know what hasn't really changed in this swirl of startup craziness? The comforting, untainted morning coffee ritual. The smell of that energizing brew, man, nothing beats that. I guess there's always something peaceful about our little consistent routines, right? Anyway, speaking of work, I should probably wrap up. Duty calls. Hope you have an awesome day ahead, buddy. Catch you later, checkmate.